What is going on, guys? The Inside the Blue podcast, and today we have some off-season free agency talk for the New York Yankees and kind of what's going around the league with the New York Yankees. And Juan Soto is gone. Juan Soto's a Met. And if you told me that at the end of the year and going into free agency, I don't know if I believe you, because I thought the Yankees would get Juan Soto back. I thought it was a match made in heaven. You have Juan Soto and Aaron Judge for the next 10 years. And then Soto would take over the team and be the main spotlight when Aaron Judge eventually retires. But no. Juan Soto says no to Brian Cashman, Hal Steinbrenner, and the entire Yankee fan base that I'm leaving and I'm going to Queens. See ya. It was nice knowing ya. And now Juan Soto's made a lot of enemies. He's made a lot of enemies with a lot of Yankee fans who really believed that he was going to come back. I mean, the re-signed Soto chants, the roll calls, everything that was going for the Yankee fans immediately crushed. And with the Yankees now, they had a plan B. And for Juan Soto, as that's our first topic, is Juan Soto. I don't blame him because he got a mega deal. If you're getting paid $765 million and you say at the start of free agency that I'm going to the top dollar, his words were right. But it's not like the Yankees didn't give Juan Soto a fair offer. The Yankees offered them a $760 million deal with an extra year. It was $760 over 16 years. The Mets offered him $765 over 15. And he ended up going to the Mets and joins Lindor and Mark Vientos, Clay Holmes, Frankie Montas, Francisco Alvarez, all of them. We don't know where Pete Alonso's going, and I don't know if he's going to re-sign with the Mets. I think he might go to the Giants or a different team that might pay him a lot of money. And think about it. Juan Soto took the deal and ran, but he also left Aaron Judge, and leaving Aaron Judge for Francisco Lindor kind of just said, hey, Judgy, I appreciate you and everything you've done, but I'm going to join my buddy instead of you. And it was kind of a backstab with the Yankees. But another thing also that I guess a lot of fans are kind of taking and saying this is the reason why Juan Soto left. The Yankees didn't offer Juan Soto a suite. They didn't offer Aaron Judge a suite. They didn't offer Derek Jeter a suite. If we're going to give you the amount of money that we gave you, we're going to expect to have you spend your money on a suite. And Juan Soto said, really? And then Steve Cohen was like, hey Soto, come to us. We'll give you a suite. We'll treat your family right and everything like that. I don't think that's the full reason why Juan Soto left. I think that he honestly left because he feels the Mets have a brighter future than the New York Yankees. And right now, it's hard to tell because the Yankees are in the AL, which is wide open. The AL has done no moves that I'm like, oh boy. The only move is really Garrett Crochet to the Red Sox. That was a big move, but that's just a pitcher. That's not a bat. That's not an Alex Bregman. That's not a Pete Alonso or an Anthony Santander or Christian Walker. Not a big move. The Mets have to deal with the Dodgers still. Dodgers just spent some money on Blake Snell. They already have Mookie Betts. They already have Freddie Freeman, Shohei, all of them. Yoshinobu, Yamamoto, or anybody. They might re-sign Teoscar. They just signed Michael Conforto. So you got to still worry about the Dodgers. And you still got to worry about the San Diego Padres if you're the Mets. And those are two tough teams. And let alone you still have to worry about the NL East. The Braves are still a good team. The Phillies are still a good team. I still expect those two teams to make some moves in free agency. So it is true that the Yankees have an easier path to the World Series. And you could have went there and made the World Series next year. I think the Yankees I'm fully confident that the Yankees can make it back to the World Series. I don't know if they'll win, but the AL is just not good. Compared to the NL, it's not good. The only teams left that are really good from the AL are the Yankees and the Guardians, maybe? Guardians are a good team, but, like, they're not a great team. So, like, the Yankees are above everybody right now, in my opinion. I know I'm saying that as a Yankee fan, but it's the truth. Like, the Guardians aren't better than you. The Royals aren't better than you. I don't know where Houston is going. We'll get into everything. But Juan Soto's a New York Met, sorry. There are some security issues with Juan Soto. And now I'll say this about Hal Steinbrenner and Brian Cashman. I am shocked that they did go to $760 million for a player. Regardless of Soto's talent, I'm shocked the number even got up there. I thought it would be more like they're bidding at 650, 700 at the most. And then I see the Mets going snag him for $765 million. Wow. That's crazy to me that Juan Soto got $765 million. And another thing too, Aaron Judge's contract is 9 years, $40 million a year at $360 million per season. Aaron Judge just won the MVP. Soto was right behind him. There's no way in hell that Soto is $400 million better than Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is better at defending, despite what happened in Game 5. I think it's very close with the bat because Soto doesn't strike out as much as Judge. Both players put the ball in play. Judge hits more home runs. Kind of depends what type of player you want in that aspect. But now with Juan Soto leaving, gives the Yankees so much flexibility. And Jeff Passan was saying it with somebody. I forgot who it was. This may have been the best thing that happened to the Yankees. And that's crazy to say because the Yankees were so locked in on Soto. They so fully expected that Juan Soto was going to re-sign and the Yankees would have their guy for 15 years going forward. And they missed out on him. But everybody is thinking it's an exceptional overpay, and I totally agree. Shohei Ohtani was paid $700 million. I thought that set the bar, like the highest bar of contracts. I didn't think anybody was going to get paid more than Shohei. I thought Soto would get like a $650 or something like that. And then there would be a bidding war, maybe $655, $680, something north of $700 million. But I did say in a little Instagram reel that there is a chance that he gets upwards of $750 million. We were right about that. Now, Plan B. I love Plan B. I was talking to a few buddies that, as much as I love Juan Soto, Plan B just looks so much more intriguing. You can get more players, because if you sign Soto, what else could you really do? One more move? And it's not like a big-time move, because you don't want to exceed the $301 million that Hal does not want to go to. He doesn't want to go over that. Can't say I blame him. Don't have to worry about luxury tax and all that. But Plan B, my first Plan B of action is sign Christian Walker. Christian Walker is the first baseman for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Declined an offer of a 1-year, $21-something million qualifying offer. Christian Walker is what the Yankees need. Because, one, they need a bat to replace Rizzo. And Rizzo didn't give you the greatest production in 2024. 2023, he was hurt. So why not get a big-time bat like Christian Walker? And I know people are concerned with the age, right? He is on the older side of age. He's 33 years of age. And with Christian Walker, you do have that worry that if the Yankees can't agree on a 2 to 3 year deal, that would get into 36-year age. Does Christian Walker want like a 5-year contract to solidify himself and maybe get more money and take him to age 38 where we probably don't see very good production? That's my worry with signing Christian Walker. But other than that, He's a really fun player. He's had a WRC plus of over 100, which screams excitement. Since 2022, he's batting 250, 95 home runs, and 281 RBIs, and an WRC plus of 119 since 2022. Now, his 2024 was very good. 26 bombs, 803 OPS, batting average of 251, and a WRC plus of 119. And he's an elite player. I would love the Yankees to really just put him in the lineup. He's not going to be as costly as a Pete Alonso. You could maybe pivot to Carlos Santana, who's on the older side of ages. I think he's 39 now, 38. So he's an older player. Carlos Santana wouldn't make that much money and would only be a one-year deal. But getting back to Christian Walker, he does chase a bit. He does have a 24% K rate, which is pretty darn high for the other guys I'm going to be mentioning later. But sorry, nose is a little stuffy, and I don't want you guys to hear that. Last 3 years have been good offensively. There were 1 year that was not very good. It was a drawback year. 19% in both 2023 and 2022 for strikeout rate. So 2024 was a big increase for chase rate and all of that. And we don't want someone that's just going to consistently strike out. We already got players of that in our lineup currently. And I love Giancarlo Stanton and Judge, but they do strike out a lot, unfortunately. But they're still very good offensive bats. So you're still getting that with Christian Walker. He has an elite barrel. This guy puts the ball in play, and he hits the ball very well. Bat speed is extremely good. And the thing that caught my eye, too, is the majority of his home runs are to the left field. And we know with the Yankee Stadium, everybody wants players that could just bloop it out to right field and hit home runs. That's a bit different with Christian Walker. Granted, Yankee Stadium's built for home runs. It's built for excitement. It's built for offense. As a pitcher, it's very, very concerning when you're a pitcher in Yankee Stadium because a fly ball can get out. In many other parks, it may not. But for Yankee Stadium, it can. Christian Walker has the power still at age 33. And I'd love the move to get Christian Walker. Not too expensive. Only thing concerning is maybe age and injuries. But when he's healthy, he's very good. And I love Christian Walker on this team. Getting into my next move, it's trading for Cody Bellinger. Cody Bellinger's name has been thrown around a lot. There's been some discussions. Apparently, there may be a deal done in the future. But as of now, nothing is extremely close. There's been talks between two clubs. It seems like the Cubs want the Yankees to eat some money. Yankees are unwilling to do that. They just want Cody Bellinger. They just want a guy that's a utility guy, can play center field, can play first base. The Yankees need a first baseman. It's not going to be Ben Rice. It's not going to be Anthony Rizzo. It's not going to be Oswaldo Cabrera. It's going to be one of these free agent options or Cody Bellinger, in my opinion. It's not going to be Pete Alonso, I don't think. I don't think the Yankees want to deal with another Scott Boras client right now and pay an insane amount of money for a first baseman who I think is very good, but I think he could land that somewhere elsewhere. Yeah, and I don't think the Yankees are going to just sign Pete Alonso because they missed out on Juan Soto. Now, the other thing about Cody Bellinger, 266 batting average in 2024, 18 bombs, 109 WRC+. Very good. He did take a step back from the numbers of 2023 that he was very good in, but he's still a solid player. I don't think he's as good of a hitter as Christian Walker. I think if it had to come down to both of them, I'd take Christian Walker, assuming he does produce well at age 33. Cody Bellinger's 29, I believe. He's 29. 2023 was a big year for Belly. I think he could have a good year in Yankee Stadium. A ton of his home runs are hit on the right side. And that's pretty much for all lefties, in my opinion. I don't really know a lefty that likes to push the ball to left field. Mainly pull the ball to right field. Regardless, lefty bats are good. I love lefty bats in this lineup. I think the Yankees should always pursue lefty bats over righty bats, but I think Christian Walker is a better hitter. Similar K percentage to Alex Verdugo. When Alex Verdugo was with the Yankees, they had a similar one to, I think, 15%. So both of them don't strike out much. Obviously, Verdugo is a better fielder, but not a better hitter than Cody Bellinger. But I was just making a small comparison with strikeout percentage, because if there is one thing that pisses off Yankee fans a lot, is a lineup filled with strikeout guys. Cody Bellinger is not that. You get more strikeouts with Christian Walker, but you get more power and better defense. So that's really preference of what you would want. But here's the big move. The big move. And I don't know if everybody's been following Twitter lately, but the Houston Astros, a rival of the New York Yankees, are making Framber Valdez, a starting pitcher who's very good, and Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker is one of the best players in baseball. I'll say it, he's probably a top 10 player in baseball, definitely a top 10 hitter. He's 27 years old. Soto's 26. Soto's making $765 million per season. Not per season, in his contract. Kyle Tucker might make half of that. He might make 300, and that's a significant down payment to 765, which is $51 million a year. Kyle Tucker is a 289 hitter in 2024, only 78 games played, but he already had a 4.2 WAR and 23 bombs. He was probably on pace easily for 40 plus home runs. And with Kyle Tucker, what I love about him is he does not strike out much. He plays elite defense. He gives you what you want, and he can steal bases. This guy stole 30 stolen bases in 2023. You don't get that with Soto. Easily would hit 40 home runs in the short porch, and he's hard to strike out. Now, I know a potential deal with Kyle Tucker. People are wondering what we're gonna get. What are we gonna trade off? The main piece is gonna be Luis Gil, and if you told me that you could trade Luis Gil, not straight up, but Luis Gil for Kyle Tucker in a deal, I'm telling Luis Gil to pack his bags, and we're getting on a plane to Houston, and we're shipping you off there. Luis Gil's elite. He's got really good stuff. Some control issues. But overall, my package is Clayton Beeter, Spencer Jones, and Luis Gil for Kyle Tucker. I think the Astros would do that. Currently, Kyle Tucker has a 1-year, $12 million deal. I think he makes $30 million in his next contract, if not more. And the Astros don't extend players. They didn't extend Bregman. They tried to. Bregman said no. They couldn't extend Correa. They couldn't extend Springer. I don't expect them to just change it up and say, hey, we're changing up things. Kyle Tucker's back with us on a mega deal. I think they're going to trade him. And I think Houston is only going downwards in talent and production. And this is the perfect time for the Yankees to just completely take over the AL. I said it earlier in the video that the AL is not strong at all. No team has made major moves besides Garrett Crochet to the Boston Red Sox for 4 prospects. Good deal for Boston. They needed pitching after missing out on Max Fried, who we'll get into in a moment. But Kyle Tucker, the one question that all Yankee fans have is if they make this deal, can they extend Kyle Tucker? As of now, no extension after a trade. It's going to come down to the Cubs or the Yankees, in my opinion. I don't think another mystery team is going to be out there and just snag them. But the thing with the Yankees is they missed out on re-signing Juan Soto after giving up Michael King, Randy Vasquez, and a bunch of other players. So that's the big concern. The Yankees don't want to do that again, right? The Yankees know that they don't want to do that again. The Yankees gave Juan Soto a great deal, though. Like, if that Mets deal's off the table and they don't go for Soto, Soto's a Yankee for $760 million. It's probably a little bit less because you did have to bid against Steve Cohen. And with the Juan Soto deal, that deal can get upwards of $805 million if they give him another extension after the year 5 opt-out. So, I mean, just unbelievable. I want Kyle Tucker so bad. And if Luis Seal is in the deal, so be it. I love Luis Seal. I said he's a great pitcher already. But you got to sacrifice some pitching for some offense. And Kyle Tucker is a near same player to Juan Soto. Kyle Tucker doesn't strike out. He steals bases. He's an elite player. And all of his stuff is elite off the charts. Guy doesn't strike out. That's all I need to know. And he hits for power. Yankee Stadium, Kyle Tucker. Make it a deal, Cashman. Just want to make sure with Twitter nothing's came out. Nope, we're good. Let's get into Max Fried. Yankees signed him to an 8-year, $218 million deal. I love it to an extent. Max Fried for 8 years is a bit high. He'd be 38 at the end of the deal. He turns 31 in January of the 18th next year. Last year, he had 29 games played, 3.25 ERA, a 58.8% ground ball rate. He's an elite fielder, and 174.1 innings pitched. That has been the one worry with Max Fried is some of his injuries, and the Yankees don't want to fall into injury problems again. They've already had to deal with that. Doesn't strike out as much people as I thought, but the thing that I did find interesting is that he has a 7-pitch mix. He has 7 pitches that he can throw. Granted, some of those are less than 10%. 33% are fastballs, 21% are curveballs, 15% is sinkers, changeup is 13%, sweeper, slider, cutter, all under 6%. So realistically, he's more of a 4-pitch type guy. Like, I don't think he's just going to drop in a cutter. Unless Matt Blake wants to make him use all 7 of his pitches. I think that's what Rodon made Rodon good. It was a better year than last year. Rodon still had some home run trouble to him, but Max Fried has to use all these pitches some way. Because we saw with Rodon, when he's just throwing fastballs and sliders, he lets up the long ball pretty quick. But, going into the starting rotation now, Cole, Fried, Rodon, Heel, Schmidt, Nestor, Stroman. The 5-man is Cole, Fried, Rodon, Heel, Schmidt. Now, 4 of those pitchers could be traded. Either it's Schmidt, Heel, Stroman, Nestor. What do the Yankees do? I think if they trade for Cody Bellinger, they'll want a pitcher. Whether that's Stroman going back to Chicago, Nestor being moved. Because reminder, the Yankees nearly moved Nestor Cortez at the trade deadline for Jack Flaherty. The deal was pretty much set until they were worried with Jack Flaherty's injury issues. But overall, the team has improved at the starting rotation. The Max Fried deal gives the Yankees flexibility, and it helps out the Yankees tremendously to try and get a bat, trade for a bat. If the Yankees get to Kyle Tucker, Yankee fans would completely forget about Juan Soto. And then I guess it'd kind of be the same situation of praying that Kyle Tucker stays in New York for a long-term deal. But the Yankees still have a lot of work to do. They still have to get Kyle Tucker, still have to trade for Cody Bellinger, or sign Christian Walker. Don't think they're getting Santander. Obviously, with the Fried signing, they're not getting Corbin Burns. It wouldn't make any sense at all. I don't think they're getting Tanner Scott, even though Tanner Scott's been one of the best relievers in baseball. His stuff is nasty. I love Tanner Scott, but why spend so much money on a relief pitcher? When ultimately the Yankees need to come down to offense. This team needs more offense. They need more runs. They cannot just rely on Aaron Judge, because if Aaron Judge goes ghost, there's no Soto to save you. As of now, there's no Kyle Tucker to save you. So it'd have to be in free agency or getting a trade. Also with Gleyber Torres, I don't think he's back. So thanks, Glaber, for all the memories. And that's going to do it for the Inside the Boot podcast. We're going to have a full video on some more stuff of free agency, if there's any moves, any trades, any signings, you name it, for free agency. Let's go, Yanks, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Let's go.